Hello. I think I'm live. Stream looks to be running just fine. Alright, let me know if you can hear me alright. The music isn't too loud. Alright. Everything is good. That's good. Alright, so it's been quite a while, but I'm going to try to return to my KSP 1 career mode. Okay. So, let's get into the career mode. So, I still have my old career mode from like 2018 or whatever, 2019. And then a few other sandbox ones. And this is one of my friend's career modes that he started. But let's get into career mode here. And let's see if we can resume. Also, let me know that you can hear the game audio. You should be hearing some ambient bird sounds and stuff, along with the music. Okay. Audio and music. Yeah, Alex, it's good to have people in the chat when you start a stream. That way you can ask if the video and audio is all good. Oh, I forgot to do this. Hello. Here I am. So, I don't remember what I was doing in this career mode last. Let's see what I have out here. Let's see what all the different crafts are that I have. Let's go through, actually I have like 8 of them. Orbital probe 1, let's see. Yep, this is just a little Sputnik. Stay Putnik. Okay. Let's switch to OP2. Alright, that one's got some little science instruments on it. Little gyroscope. So yeah, the Witch Sun and anybody else watching. So in my KSP streams, I try to do part gameplay, part educational, part just me having fun. So if you have any questions about KSP or any space questions, those are all welcome. And yeah, I've been busy with school over the past year and now returning to work, so I haven't had much time for streaming, but I guess I found some time. In fact, the Witch Son in chat is somebody I met in college. And he's into video games, so yeah. I'm a simple man. If somebody likes video games, then they are friends. Alright, this one just has a thermometer. Oh, this one has a camera. Let's see if I remember which button is the camera button. Yep, there we go. And I can still control it too. So this thing's just slowly rotating. I guess I didn't put it into a hibernation mode because it does have some solar panels. Alright, so this is the third probe. Let's see. And this is the fourth one. And after this, I think I had a small space station. Alright, this one's got some more antennas on it. This one's kind of can be used as a relay. But just kind of a bigger version of the last one. Okay. Moon's over there. Alright, then we had, I think OL1 stands for Orbital Laboratory 1. Yep. There we go. I remember now. So we have, looks like 2 passengers up here, 2 crew members. Bob is in there. And Valentina's in there. Okay. So these two have been in orbit for over a year since I was last doing this career mode. But no, it's only been, I mean, no time has passed since I haven't been playing it, but yeah. So I remember I developed this small crew transfer vehicle for the stations. Okay. So that's what I have right there. Let me see, is there anything else in orbit? Let me just go around. So there's probe 3, 1, station 2, 4. And I think that's it. So let's back out of there. We'll go back here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Orbital Lab 1, and then we have Moon Orbital Probe 1 and 2. This one's in a super low orbit, 25 kilometers. This one's at a 10 times higher orbit, 250 kilometers. Then we have a lander. Let's see how that's doing on the surface. Yep, just a little lander sitting there, chilling by itself with its little boulder friends. Alright, well, let's see what contract I have. Oh, this isn't the in-game music, this is music that I'm playing. Hang on, I'm trying to think of how to do this. So it's by an artist named Alison, or A-L-I-S-O-N. That's how they have their name spelled, all separate letters. But yeah, they are a synthwave electronic musician that cleared all their music, their whole discography for streamers and YouTubers and stuff to use. So the in-game music is stock music by Kevin MacLeod, which is also good, but I've heard it 1,000 times, so I've only heard Alison's music 100 times, so it's less, it's a bit more fresh. It's not burned into my ears like the KSP soundtrack is. But yeah, I can link this in the chat. I'm just happy that the audio is good. Like, my voice isn't too loud or quiet. The music isn't too loud or quiet. You can also hear the game audio. So yeah, I have the game music turned off. Like, you just heard it there when I went like that. You hear the ambience, and then it stops when I pause it. So yeah, the music I have off, but the ambience and other spacecraft audio and stuff I have on still. Okay, let's go in the mission control here and see what my active contracts are. Surface deployed mystery goo observations. I don't think that probe has it, but I think this is oh, this is probably just saying transmit. I don't have to actually bring it back. But I don't think I have any mystery goo stuff on MUN. Okay, so I've had a probe orbit MUN, so that's complete, but I have to have a crew go there, that way I can do an orbital spacewalk and then have a craft return from MUN. And I have this contract to build a new station, antenna, docking port, generate power. It has seats for 500 units of monoprop. Okay. I feel like I remember I was actually like building this. I just hadn't launched it yet. Let's see what craft I have. So we had the crew orbiter 1, 2, 3, crew test vehicles, liquid, yep. ML1. Oh, Moonlander 1, crewed descent, landing, and ascent vehicle. Okay, so I've developed a bunch of stuff. Oh yeah, I remember I did this. The little cargo storage thing underneath the ascent engine underneath a docking port, or a decoupler. That's funny. I laugh at the ideas of myself a year ago, or whenever I made this. It's got little science things all over. 4 different these things. So that should be enough to collect all of it without having to bring these back. I can put them in the up in here. Experiment storage unit. Oh, and then would this be like an Apollo style thing where it docks? Moonlander 1. One lander probe. Okay, that's the one that I already have landed. Okay. One orbital probe. Okay. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I'm remembering this stuff. Oh, and then, yep, this one had a relay. Which is good because this one is higher out and it's in a higher orbit, so it's blocked. The signal's blocked less often. These were just little flyby things I remember doing. But wait, what was that contract? Return from orbit of Mun. Okay. These things never orbited Mun, but they did fly by and return. Because they have a little heat shield on there. For when they're coming back through the atmosphere. Mun flyby probe. Okay, and this one was just a bigger version of that. Okay, this is where we get into the launch vehicles. Orbital launch vehicle 1. That was just for small, like my small probes. That one's a bit bigger. For slightly bigger probes, I guess, or the same probe but going farther into space. Right, then this one's really big, and this one, yeah, I never completed it. I'm still unlocking the parts for that, but that's like the next generation launch vehicle. Yeah, medium lift orbital launch vehicle. OLV-3, and we have, these are just the little probes. OP-3. I guess OP1 wasn't saved in here. That's OP3. Okay. No, is this one with the... Oh yeah, I had the robotics to deploy those things. Because I haven't unlocked the... Those are the only solar panels I've unlocked so far. So in order to make deployable ones, I had to rig them myself. Okay. And we had the orbital ferry. This is for 1 pilot and 2 tourists, I believe. It doesn't have a docking port. It's just supposed to go up to orbit and back down. And it has a cluster of 6 boosters on the first stage. Okay. This is the same thing, but with a yeah, remotely controlled. That's what the R stands for. It's got a probe core computer, flight computer thing up there. So that means a person, the Kerbal riding in this seat doesn't have to be a pilot. They could be another tourist. But other than that, it looks like the same craft. And here's the orbital laboratory, except the one that's up there still has its booster stage thing attached to it. Okay. Then, oh yeah, then I get into the little sounding rockets that I was using early on for the little simple science experiments. just sending a message. Okay. So yeah, Alex, if you have any questions about anything you're seeing on the screen, I know I'm kind of like jumping through this kind of quickly, but I'm just trying to return to my memory all the stuff that I was doing in this career mode before. Because it's been like 10 months or something, like almost a year. Yeah, I think like August or September 2020 is the last time I did this. Alright, yeah, that was the biggest of the sounding rockets. Okay, now we have these launch vehicles for the station fair. Oh yeah, I made a Soyuz. Yeah, that's right. I was launching those things, so makes sense. Okay, so that's the second stage right there. What do I have in there? Two LVT-45s, okay. Alright, you don't really have any questions? Alright. Sorry, I'm just getting messages. Okay. And yeah, so I'm running KSP at, I think, 3 1/3 times scale, so it's more realistic. So I'm trying to remember if all of these things are like barely able to get into orbit, and if I might need to make bigger ones. This looks like the same thing, just a bigger upper stage. I don't know if there's anything changed down here. What engines do I have unlocked? Anyway, I have the skipper and the mainsail, but I don't really have things to use them on. Well, maybe I do. But I haven't implemented them yet. But I'm guessing this works because that's the KV2. That's the KV1, so I must have been able to launch the KV2 because that's the one that's up there right now. Okay. So I might have to do like a crew transfer on that little station, unless I'm launching a new station. In which case, I don't know what I'm going to do with that little station I have up there. Okay, then what do we have? What's this suborbital ferry? Yep. For when the tourists only want to go to space, not to orbit. Like what Jeff and Mark Bezos are going to be doing next month on the Blue Origin rocket. Okay, oh, orbital ferry R. I have that right here, right? Yeah. So I can delete that. And then I have a few things in the spaceplane hangar. Let's go over there and look at those, just so I can see. I think they were just small, like drone. I think it's drone jet 1 and 2 is what that stands for. Yep. Yep. And this one's got 3 engines. Okay. So let's let me think about this. This one doesn't have, this one has 10 units of monopropellant. So it's 490 short. So I would need to add, these have 20 each. Yeah, I haven't unlocked the bigger ones yet. Although I do have these, but I don't really have a good place to put those. I could do something like that. Okay, that... Not the big one. That one alone would handle it, but it's a bit overkill. So it says I need 500 units. $400. And 5 of these. Or 4 of these. on this would have, okay, so we have 400, 420, 440, 460, 480, 490. And then any craft that I would have dock with this would have monoprop, so that would consider it a station with 500. So that would probably work. But I don't remember how I even launched this in the first place. Like, OLV2, I don't think would be able to launch it now. Have I launched OLV3 before? I might have. Yeah, I could have put the station on top of there, inside of a fairing. Okay, that's a dual engine or dual nozzle poodle engine. So let me do this. Wait a moment, I might be able to use, oh wait, it has to be new, right? Build a new station. Okay, so it has to be new. I was gonna say, I could just, like, expand on the current station to fulfill that contract, but... Alright, so I'm gonna merge this. I mean, it fits right on there. And then I would just put a fairing around that. Retract the antennas. Oh, I don't even have a, How did I launch this thing then? I mean, I could have used a smaller rocket and then just expanded out the fairing. I mean, I suppose it's possible I could have used this. Or maybe I just built like a custom, like dedicated vehicle just for that one launch and then scrapped it. Maybe I had a modified version of this. This is a Crew Orbiter 3. It's a 2-seat capsule. What's Crew Orbiter 1? Probably just a, yeah, basic little thing. What was this one? Same thing, but it has a bigger payload of science stuff at the top. Okay. Okay, so this is all part of the first stage core right here. Then I have, I'm guessing, 2 Terriers, yeah. 2 909s in there. And then these are the fuel tanks, so that's the upper stage right there. If I replaced this with a fairing and a space station module, would that work? Well, I want to see how close am I to actually unlocking bigger fairings. Okay, there's the 2.5 meter fairing, which costs 160 science. I have 752 science. I could easily get that right now. Was there a reason I didn't get it? Am I trying to get one of these first? Even if I were, I could afford to get 2 of any of these at the 300 level because I have more than 600. I could unlock the thermonuclear engine right now. So why don't I go ahead and that'd also give me the bigger engine plate, the diet decoupler. Huh, I didn't even know they added a Claw Jr. Yeah, I don't really need to get into the robotics quite yet. And I also don't really need to expand into aerodynamic or jet propulsion stuff too much yet. I will need some of this stuff sort of soon. That's getting into the Mark IV stuff, which I certainly can't use yet. Some of this stuff would be useful though. This stuff would also be useful. What if I do this? So 160. 160. $320. $480. $640, I think. Alright, whatever, let's just do it. Okay. So I have 112 left. Oh, and let me just see, do I have any quick, easy contracts available? I can do that one. Let's just do a temperature. Oh, wait. Let me make sure these are all set to... Ooh. Just barely had enough electric charge for that. It's kind of a weird place to have put the camera. I'm not sure why I put it at that like weird diagonal angle. I guess if I put it here, it would have just been looking like into that panel there. But I didn't put it quite like evenly in between. I don't know. Yeah, like it's kind of still behind this panel. Anyway. Let's see if I can Let's see if I can build something. Nice sunset outside. See if I can build something to put that station in orbit. Wait, what did I... Typical of heavier low orbit payloads or small minimus payloads, okay. But how much heavier? I don't think I could put a station on that. It would lift, but it wouldn't be able to go all the way into orbit, I don't think. It's so small, it would be unstable anyway. This is really what I need. Okay, and this thing has a deorbiting capability. A little tiny flight computer. Is that the root part? Okay. Oh. What's the root part now? It's still that. Oh. So I still have to do this. But wait, I think I need to add more docking ports if this is going to be a more capable station. I could add a small one, and then a medium one. If that's there, that's a 1 point. Whatever, 1.875 meter. Because that's the 2.5 meter. This is the 1.25 meter. But that's the one I need because that's a 400. Unless I wanted to just do like a temporary thing where it has the fuel or the propellant and then it goes away or whatever. Alright, don't save. Let me load this. So I think the way that I was planning on doing it is having the orbital laboratories just be a single module that crew craft, or cargo craft can dock to. It's not going to be a modular station. So I could just build a larger orbital laboratory that has more propellant and it satisfies that contract. And then build a bigger station after that. Alright, so I could do something like this. Oh wait, do I have yeah, I just have that one. I could do that, but do I actually have anything to put in there? I feel like that would be kind of a waste of mass. I don't really need that thing. I could do that. And then I could do something like this. So those are 7.5 each. So that's 400. For 20, 40, 60, 80, 87.5, 95, 505. And then this could detach. I could do something like this. I do have these. So that could deorbit and free up this docking port for larger craft. Then I still have that small one up there. And I could maybe do another one like right here. Or maybe two more. I don't know. Can do a couple like that on the 45 angles. I could even do 4 all the way around, but I don't think I would ever need that many things at once. Or I could just do one in the middle. Then I would have to move this. Maybe have that up there instead. Then whatever docks to this would have to be like small, I guess. Like some kind of a simple cargo thing. Yeah, I guess that would fit there. It would make this antenna look kind of weird if it's just pointed right at this thing. I could do that. Have the thing clip into the window. Yeah, I don't know why this has to be inverted like that. I have to just do it manually. All right. Then I can have the crew crafts dock up there. Alright, and then save that. And merge this. Oh, I have an idea. I don't need that. I would need that, and then come on, give me a... Where's the adapter that I need? These are not the adapters you are looking for. I could use a fuel tank. I still need to put the fairing in there somewhere. Could just do something like that, just to give it a little bit of clearance. Okay. And that would do that. And I would just move this down to there. This down to here. And then just get rid of this. And then just hope that this thing can make it to orbit. It has the propellant. Has an antenna, docking port, can generate power. 5 kerbals, there's 4 in there, 1 in there, so that's 5. 500 monoprop. And then in a stable Orbit. So now, all that's left is the rocket science. .66. Then after these separate, it would go into 0.6, which isn't good, but and then this only 0.18. I might need to swap out that upper stage engine. Actually, yeah, just keep those open. Yeah, it's pretty good ISP. The thrust is only 250. That one's 125. That one's 400. 250, 350. 400, 310. So 350 ISP versus 310 ISP. Or I could try to do a quad of these. These are 125, so that's half of those. So if I did 4 of these, that'd be double those, which would be 500 at 355 instead of 350. And what's the mass? 1.75. 1. So 4 of those would be 4 tons versus 2 of these, which would be more than 4 tons, I believe. Yeah, 2, 3.5. Oh wait, no. 1.75 times 2. Yeah, I think that would be 350. 3.5 tons versus 4. So that is where I take the hit, is with the mass. But this 4 of these would have just as much thrust. Or no, it would have twice as much thrust as that. 5 seconds more specific impulse. For half a ton more mass, if I did my math right. Oh, but that doesn't factor in the, well, I guess I don't have to do an engine plate. I could do it the old-fashioned way. Actually, yeah, I should probably do the engine plate, because I wouldn't have an easy time trying to conceal all that. Although I wouldn't need this decoupler anymore. I could just do that. How much does that decoupler weigh? Well, either one. 0.16 versus 0.12. I can shorten this a bit. Yeah, I need it a little bit longer. There. I believe that would work. .65. That's at like 0.6, 0.55. To this upper stage, I'm not sure if I'd be able to get into orbit with that. Maybe I could. Oh, and I'm also, well, yeah, that's true. I need to factor in vacuum and stuff, so sea level would apply for that, 1.65. This should probably go before that. These would probably separate at like, I don't know, 20 kilometers. So we have 1.65, 0.67, 1.35. Okay, so that would become above 1. Okay, that makes me more confident. And then yeah, 3.5 kilometers per second, that should be enough. As long as I have a good ascent. Okay, I'm confident in that now. I just had to remember to check the efficiencies at different altitudes. Okay. All right. Any other? Oh, I can swap out those panels for better ones. I think I'll keep that top row, but I'll put some new ones on here. Yep, that doesn't clip through anything. Looks good. I'm just thinking about if this thing should have any small RCS of its own. I'm kind of leaning towards yes. Just some small ones tucked underneath there. Yeah, like that. So it has a little bit of translation control, and I can reservice the small amounts of RCS with reservicing cargo craft. Plus, in the meantime, it will have access to this. And after I get into a stable orbit, I can use some of this monopropellant, use these engines to actually like modify its orbit. So I could like get this into like just barely like a really low orbit, have it stay there for 10 seconds, get the contract, and then boost it up higher. Then detach this, have that deorbit, and then I have a whole little station up there. No, I don't think I want any crew on this. There's no escape system. Elon Kerman. Oh yeah, I think I remember that character appeared. Okay, let's just put this out on the pad. Oh, did I forget to strut? Forgot to strut those things. don't want any loose boosters. Alright, that looks good. The fairing looks good up there. Alright. Let's try that. I don't have the category command, just game. You are still here. Are you just like listening to the stream in the background while you play a game or do something else? Oh. Maybe I should have a SAS capable probe core on here. But where do I put it? I could just put it on the very top and then decouple it afterwards. But that's a chunk of space debris. So then I would have to go like this. And that sticks up through the thing, so I don't want that. Are you doing math homework? Did you just change your name color? It went from orange to purple. At least on my screen right here. Oh, yeah. Wait, what? Can I do this? No. Got cylinder 5. It is going. I am currently trying to get a station launched into orbit to fill a contract. So I have this station up here, has room for 5 Kerbals. It has just over 500 units of monopropellant between all of these and these. It's got solar panels, antennas, docking ports, the whole 9 yards. And I think that is it. So let's see if we can get this up there. This is going to be my first launch in career mode in like, I don't know, 8, 10 months or something like that. There we go. Got SAS now. I actually don't know if I want to go full throttle at the beginning. I'll just do this. Okay. We have liftoff. And this has no roll control because there's only a single engine in there. We don't have any aerodynamic surfaces or anything. Or I guess it has really limited roll control because there might be a small gyroscope up at the top somewhere. But I do have gimbal control for pitch and yaw. So I'm going to start to lean over a little bit. I'm going to throttle back that center engine because we're going a bit fast. The launch looks nominal so far. Going through 8 kilometers, 10 kilometers. $15 kilometers. You should have booster flame out and separation at, I'm guessing, like 25. Getting some ascent heating, which isn't good, but will be over soon. Alright, there go the boosters, nominal separation. And continuing to ascend. The boosters are doing their destruction dance. Okay. We already have an apoapsis that is at 94 kilometers. Let's hope you end up pitch over some more. Thrust to weight is currently at 2/3. Alright. We have an apoapsis of 100, so I'm going to do a maneuver. Okay. Alright, I need you to turn over. Node in... Oh, it says I'm already past my burn time. Oh, that's because it's... Yeah. Okay, we're fine. I can go and separate that. Oh, I didn't mean it to be a Confederate fairing, but... Yeah, I feel like I should have continued to burn. I'm gonna have to redo this because that was kind of a weird ascent. Because I know I'm going back down. And I'm gonna have to fight that the rest of the way. Yeah, and this is a really big stage, so it's going to take a long time to burn through. And we're going back down. The TWR is still at 0.8, so it's not going to be going back up for a while. It's just this one skipper engine that's burning through that fuel. I could perhaps add some thud engines to this along the side to give it a higher thrust and burn through that fuel, consume that propellant quicker. But I'm just going to see how this turns out, because I might still be able to get to orbit with this. Definitely not a preferred ascent. Alright, we're getting to 0.1 right now, so let's just turn this up. Starting to re-enter the atmosphere. Alright, it's kind of starting to rotate. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying with the thuds. It's too long of a stage for that portion of the flight. So that's what I'll do. I don't have... Wait, do I have my... I do. But I'm going to go with the thud idea because that's cooler. Because these pack a punch for their small size. Yeah, let's go with that. So I'll have these turn on when the boosters separate. And I'm going to turn the confetti off of this. Okay. Oh yeah, let me do that. Because it did start going, I had too much thrust early on. It was starting to accelerate too fast in the lower atmosphere. So let's try this again. The beginning of that launch was fine, but I need to not have as long of a coast phase. I need to keep that core stage burning longer. Like right there, I'm going to throttle down. Because yeah, even if I turn this all the way down, thrust to weight's still going up through 3.5 towards the end of that booster burn. Then I can go full throttle there with all three of those burning now. And my thrust weight's getting pretty high now, so it's already at almost 0.9. Let's begin to turn over some more here. Apoapsis is... I'll try to get my apoapsis to 105 or 110 before I set that maneuver. I'll try to do that quickly. Alright. Okay. I can probably deploy that now. Yeah, I'll just burn all the way through, I guess. We have a TWR of above 1 now, so we have more freedom. We can control our orbital insertion a bit better if we start to drop back down. But we're already halfway through this these tanks here. Alright, now we're starting to drop back down, so let's just keep that apoapsis just in front of the craft. Oh. Oh, what? You found my issue. I have that high T. Well, I want to go sideways more, but I still have to get out of the thick part of the atmosphere first. And then it's right after those boosters separate, and that's what you saw when I leaned over quite a bit. But yeah, I guess if I could modulate that thrust early on, like if I had liquid boosters, that would make it a lot easier, but I don't. So it goes from too high of thrust to too low of thrust. But I think we're in a good position here. I think this is going to be alright. Got the AP under control. It's kind of crawling back towards me. And separation right now. Okay, and now we have a lot higher thrust. So, and a lot less mass. So I think we're, yeah, 7 to 10 kilometers, yeah. So when it starts to go into the thinner parts, like that right there, I think that is like the 10-kilometer boundary, and that's like 25, and this is like at the scale I'm running, which I'm running at 3 1/3 scale, so it's like 40 kilometers or something. Alright, so let's just try to keep that right there. you're gonna get some sleep. Alright, yeah, thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you got a better idea of what KSP is like. Not that you didn't know anything about it before, but just watching me play it gives you a better idea. And yeah, KSP is on sale right now, so I strongly recommend getting it. It's a worthwhile purchase. Alright, at this point I'm just going to coast up to the apoapsis. We're a lot farther than the where the maneuver was when I started. Yeah, I think it's on sale because they were about to release 1.12, so they're going to do like a big push for that. I heard there's going to be a lot of other KSP streamers that are going to be doing some like promotional stuff for it, which is cool. Alright, I'm going to try to keep this thing like right. Oh yeah, we're almost in orbit. There we go. Yep, alright. Have a good orbital insertion there. So I'm just going to have to fine tune this. Let me see, what's the other station? That one's at 125, so let's try to get this to like 150. I don't know why I'm doing it like this. Alright, let's just push the AP up to 150, and we'll go around and circularize. But I think, oh, I didn't even notice. Oh, I got the contract. Build a new station around Kerbin. You finished construction. Okay, great. We had the propellant requirements and everything. Yep, okay, there it is. Yep, all green checks, so that is good. Okay. So yeah, let me get rid of that. Huh, I guess I got into orbit with a lot less delta V than it was estimating, because there's this whole green thing right here, and I'm in orbit. Which means I'm gonna continue the music. Okay. So let's warp over to here. And I'm also going to turn down the throttle on those things. Yeah, it seems like my my first stages are the problem. Because like I built this upper stage and this is overkill. I have plenty of fuel to spare. Plus I had this extra thing which is supposed to Like if the second stage only barely got me into orbit, I would use this to circularize and do fine adjustments like what I'm doing right now. But I still have this whole extra stage here. Okay. Oh, I need to be rotating. Yeah, I'm past the apoapsis now. Turn down to like 2.5. Oh, I should do it for each of them individually. Oh, stop wiggling around. I just want it to point prograde. Okay, so I have to point a little bit up for this to be how I want it. I'm being super picky right now when I really don't have to be. Okay. Okay, 863. Let's go like this. And then I can go over here and then do a radial burn to equalize those. And of course, it's rotating me in that direction I don't need to go. Both of them are going up. Oh, wait, no, I need to... Oh, yeah, I'm doing that wrong. I need to point down, not prograde. I didn't rotate far enough. That explains why that was processing forward like that. Alright, there we go. Yeah, good enough. Alright, that's the station. Oh, did I, custom 1. Oh, oops. I guess that's... I didn't even notice that, but my RCS just barely, when I put it on, doesn't quite clip into the antennas, which is good. So those are going to be on custom 1. Oh, I don't know why that was down there. Oh wait, are they already on here? What? Wait, these weren't there a moment ago when I was looking. It's weird. Anyway. Thermometer, barometer. Okay, so the antennas are already on there. As are both of those antennas. Okay, so I think... Oh no, I need to add... Huh, so when I click on something, then all the custom ones appear. Let me add the panels there. Okay. Okay. Now if I push that, everything should open up. Nice. So I guess this thing can deorbit itself now. I'll just save right there. Yeah, before this electric charge runs out, let me, oh wait, this doesn't have any sort of gyroscope control or anything. Okay. Let me go like this. That will rotate this thing. It should rotate this thing this way. Yep, very slowly. But yeah, hopefully I can get this thing pointed retrograde. And not have it crash into the station. and turn these back up. Let's set them all to like 10. Alright, we'll have this deorbit so that it comes down in the ocean. Unlike China. Yeah, I like to, when I launch my space station modules, I like to have the upper stages that launch them deorbit controlled over the ocean. Alright, that's a little bit too controlled. Let's speed that up. Now we come down somewhere around here. Alright. That's good. So we'll probably start to re-enter the atmosphere around here. Alright. Station's in orbit. Let's just go ahead and watch this thing get annihilated. Alright, entry interface. Beginning to re-enter, and it's gonna wobble around until it's engines first. Not the chosen 188. Thank you for choosing to follow the channel. It's getting toasty now. I'll just turn on the engines just for fun. Mark Rio 45. It's been a while. Look at that, the engines are actually recharging the batteries. Slowly. Thank you for rating. Welcome. You're just catching me as I'm cleaning up some space debris. Or what? Or it didn't have a chance to become space debris because I deorbited it. Because I'm a good space person. I'm a good space citizen. I clean up my my rocket stages. Poof. Sleeping with the fishes. Okay. Well, I got that contract completed. So now I have to think about how to get some crews up there. There's a few contracts here, but none of them are really relevant. And these last two that I have active are both MUN related. Where is the science laboratory? Oh, I already have that. I should get one of those launched. Because then I'll have a constant stream of science coming in. Okay, what is the root of all of this? Looks like it's that part right there. I'll reroute to that. I'll just get rid of that. I'll save this as the do this. Orbital launch vehicle. I'm having to duck down because I'm having to look underneath my webcam. Because the title bar thing is right up there. I'm just going to save that for now. Because the OLV3... Oh, I could have just saved it as OLV, Orbital Launch Vehicle 3 spelled out. This one just doesn't have the fairing on top, but it's basically the same. It doesn't have the things. It also doesn't have struts. Medium lift orbital launch vehicle. Let me just do that. Let me do that. And I'll just save and overwrite. And then delete that. Okay. Let's see if I can... I guess that would work. I would need something to, so that this could dock. Oh, what if I could, Yeah, that doesn't have the thing. Oh wait, did I even save that? I mean, it doesn't matter. I can just rebuild it. That little monopropellant thing that I had on the last one. I could use that as the maneuvering part of this. What was that? And then that. And I don't actually need 4 of these this time. Actually, I probably don't even need any of those. Let me just do this. Yeah, none of these really fit. I just wanted something that would like adapt to this a bit better, but guess I don't need it. And this could have an antenna of its own, or 2. Actually, no, just 1. I'll have something else on the other side. I'll need to adjust that fairing too. I'm just trying to think of like what configuration do I want this thing in when it's in orbit. I could have those, or I could have the 3x2. I always thought it was weird that this thing says ISS Mir. And it has 1998, which is when the ISS was launched, and 067 Alpha, I'm guessing. 017 Alpha. 1986 is when Mir was launched. I don't know why they put that on the texture. I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess, but... This will need some RCS. Yeah, I guess I didn't really think about that. On the station that I have up there right now, I have 2 RCS facing down. Like, this is where it would dock. That's the bottom of the 4 crew module. I have 2 pointing down, so with this in the way, that would be obsolete, or, you know, wouldn't be able to use that, so I'd have to disable those. So maybe I should put 2 more down here. Even though with this thing, that would be, those would be, yeah, I'd have to disable those. Because if it's using this thing to dock, then, yeah. Again, having to do with this thing. I'm gonna have to do that again, that little trick I did with this thing. To sneak that in there. Oh, that's upside down. I don't need 2 of those. Sure, that'll work. So that will allow this to go up, dock. I'll have to detach the other one first, because that one's currently covering that docking port. But that thing like this doesn't have a its own docking port, so once it detaches, it can't reattach to like transfer the fuel or anything. But it's not a big deal. This should be able to work. I might even be able to get away with, yeah, I don't think I need this whole upper stage here. So I could maybe do this. Just get rid of that tank. It changes to OL2 science module. Yeah. The only thing I'm changing, I mean, I don't think this is that much more massive than the thing I just launched. So the only real factor that's different is the, I took out that extra tank there. The rest of the launch vehicle is all the same. I changed the fairing shape, but shouldn't be that much of a difference. So let's see if we can launch this. And yeah, Mark, it's been a while. I'm doing alright. I've been busy. I was busy with college classes over the past year or so. You know, last semester of 2020 and the spring semester this year. And now I'm back to work, so I kind of had like a month gap between school and work that I had a little bit of free time, but I've only streamed a few times, like, since the beginning of this year, so hoping to get back into it. Things are kind of settling into a nice smooth flow at work, and then I'm going to be taking some more classes, but not as many at once this autumn. And yeah, I'm still following. The one thing that hasn't changed is I'm always following space. I'm still following politics a bit, but not as much. But I'm still staying informed. I've seen that you've been doing a few like flight simulator games and stuff like that, and I think trucking simulator as well. Yeah, I heard about that. I was actually planning on checking in on that after this stream. The only candidate I know is Andrew Yang from his presidential campaign fame. I think it's kind of cool he's running for mayor. But I haven't followed any of the statistics or the polls, so I have no clue how that's going to turn out. But let's see how this launch turns out. You think he has fallen behind a bit in the polls? Oh. Yeah, I hadn't seen any of the polls. I think I heard one that he was like towards the front of the people, but there's like, I don't know how many candidates. There's like 5 or 10 candidates or something, just in the Democratic primary. Oh, I should do that. Alright, looks like a good launch so far. Alright, good separation. Go full throttle. Getting his 4th in first round. Oh yeah, aren't they doing they're doing RCV now, New York City, right? Which that's pretty cool. There used to be RCV in Vermont, and I think in like Burlington, I think that was up on the ballot this past November, or maybe town meeting day, so in March, or city meeting for them. Yeah, I forget if that passed, but yeah, I know Maine, the whole state of Maine is RCV now. New York City, I think there's some parts of like Oregon that have RCV. I hope that it spreads, because kind of like it's a non-partisan issue, so I feel like all people should be behind it. The parties aren't behind it, the Democrats and Republicans, because it helps third parties, which is why I like it. Oh, wow. This thing did a whole flip. I didn't even know. Yeah, that was just to deploy the fairing backwards. That's why that did that. Sure. Republican primary has 32,000 total votes for the whole city. Yeah, that's not very much. Final round votes aren't expected until like the end of this month. Alright. Well, that'll be something interesting to follow. And rotate that back down. Okay. Yeah, I think we can get into orbit with this. I gave myself a bit of an orbital insertion buffer there, so. And then we'll just have to rendezvous and dock. Let's see if I can remember how to do that. Eric Adams is first. Eric Adams is a name that I've never heard in my life. So, was Bill de Blasio term limited? I don't know if they have term limits for New York City, but I know that he's the current mayor, and he was fairly popular. So that's why, I would assume that's why he's not running for re-election. Yeah, he's definitely not running for re-election if there's this many candidates on the Democratic side. But if he's not term limited, maybe he's just retiring. Alright, we're about to have core stage engine cutoff. Oh, let me, I'm not sure why those were on the same stage, but let's get this thing the rest of the way into orbit. Alright, that periapsis is rising up to the surface rapidly. Negative 500. Term length is 4 years. Renewable once consecutively, so you get 2 terms basically. And yeah, I think Bill de Blasio's been in there since 2013, so that would have been 8 years. Because before him was Bloomberg, right? I'm Mike Bloomberg. Remember how many ads he had during the campaign? All over the place. He was just trying to buy attention. I'm Mike Bloomberg. I have more money than you. That's why I have these ads all over the place. Please vote for me. Alright, let's get this thing into orbit. Alright. It's in orbit. It's above 100 periapsis. Let's get rid of that. And yeah, I'm just going to boost up the apoapsis to, what do we have the other one at? 150. So I'll put this up to like 130, 135. Oh, whoa. Why is this thing spinning out? Are all these things on the same? I'm having a two-hand of this thing. This stage right here was not meant to be the rendezvous and docking stage. That's what this was for. Okay, let's get into rendezvous mode here. Alright, so there it is. It's a 150 by 150, right? Yeah. Let's try to get this thing pointed south. That way it can do a plane change. Alright. Now, warp over here. Alright. Perfect. Alright, that periapse is still really low. So I think we should be able to just... Oh wait, I should do, yeah, that electric charge is running out. Edit action groups. Toggle panel. Toggle antenna. And I think that's it. There. Yeah, now it's recharging. So I should be able to just warp around and it will get closer because this is in a lower orbit. It's about 1/3 of the way around the planet, so it'll take a little while. But that number will drop. Now it's about 1/4 of the way. 2.5 million. Every time it goes behind the planet, its batteries drain. So I'm gonna have to try to do this rendezvous while it's oh, right there looks like the time to do it. Okay. Intersect 1. Separation of 165 kilometers. Let's see if I can change that. get this thing pointed prograde. And boost that. Why is that going like that? Boost that apoapsis up in the oh, huh, that's going up. Maybe I should point retrograde. Let's just save here. We'll see what happens if I do that. I want that number to go down as much as possible. Oh, it disappeared. Let's just get in closer to this thing. I just need it to be on the day side when I actually do the rendezvous. So let's maybe go around one more time. I don't know why the encounter thing disappeared. Alright, now let's point prograde. Get the apoapsis boosted up to 150. Alright, now I got the second one. Why did that disappear? I don't want that. I want that. Let's see how low I can get this thing. I feel like my center of mass is like off. Because for some reason, if I just don't touch anything, this thing seems to like rotate. I want it to stay right on that. The purple one is getting really low. Two and a half kilometers. 16. Okay, I need to go back. Stupid thing. Just gonna fine tune it with the RCS. Two and a half. .2 kilometers. Okay, 200 meters right there. I'll put this into hibernation mode until then. As well as this. Oh, I can't. Are these the only batteries on the entire thing? That's why it's dying so quickly. Only has 40 electric charge on the whole thing. I guess I should have put some other batteries on there, but oh well. Alright, I'm not even gonna automatically warp, I'm just gonna do it manually. Ooh, my periapsis is still really low. So I'm gonna get in really close, but it's probably gonna be a 64 meters per second. Alright, that's not super high. Okay. Alright, I need to be in the day side. So I'm just going to go like this, just for now. Target. Okay, I need to face anti-target. Okay, 5 meters. That's good enough. I think when I get up close, I'm just going to separate this thing because it's too big and bulky. Uh-oh, I bumped it. Don't want to do that. Where was this save? Okay. Alright, so that was way before I had the encounter. Alright, F5 there. And now... Oh, wait. There's no decoupler there. Well, I'll have to make my own decoupler, I guess. Well, that broke the wrong thing. What did that even hit? Okay. I just wanted to break that little white ring. Yak nasty. Yes, I'm excited for KSP 2 whenever it comes out. It was supposed to come out in 2020 and then 2021, and now I think it's been pushed to early 2022. Did that just destroy the whole entire thing? I only want it to break that one little part. Soon it'll be 2023 and then 2024. Yeah. KSP 3 will come out before KSP 2 does at this rate. Can you just break? please. Without breaking everything. Okay, that's not doing anything. I just want this thing to break off. What about this? What if I try to break that? That also destroys the whole thing. It's like it stops in orbit while everything else just keeps on going. That's why nothing's close enough to switch to. Alright, whatever. Maybe I don't need that. I just need to... What? No. Give me the... Oh, is it still... Okay, it still says target. Where is the target? Okay, there it is. Okay, I just need to face the target. Yeah, because the RCS isn't lined up with the center of mass on this thing, every time I do a translation or a rotation, it like changes other things. So I'm going to have to do this very carefully. And I also have to still remove that monopropellant segment that's covering the docking port on this. Oh wait, no, I don't need to point that. I need to point towards this and go like that. Come on. I guess I should have slowed down sooner, because this thing is not strong enough. Okay. Stop the rotation. Stop it. Stop it now. Get rid of that stupid thing that ended up being useless. I only needed it for the contract. And then oh, there's no, oh, that was the probe core control for this. So now this thing's uncontrolled. So that means this is going to have to do the docking. Which is not going to be easy, because this thing, I forgot to put a decoupler there. So I have to have this whole big thing stuck to it. I was trying to surgically destroy that middle thing, but it wouldn't work. And this doesn't have any gyroscopic rotation, so it has to use the RCS, which is not aligned. So basically, if I can pull this off, it will be one of my better achievements in my KSP career. So in theory, if I can just stay on target like that, I think the one control that would be balanced is rotation. So if I can stay on like alignment of like the path that I'm going on, then I could rotate this thing. And that thing's just going to drift away. That thing should still have power though, so it can deorbit itself after I'm done with this. Nope. Oh, wrong way. Don't hit the antenna! Okay. Alright, we're fine. Nope. I said stop time warp. Come on. Go. You're right there. I just need you to... Well, I need that thing to get out of the way so I can see. There. Oh, yep, yep, yep. Go on. Do it. Do it. There we go. It's not quite perfectly aligned, but it's good enough. Okay. I still want this thing separate, that way I can have this, because if I separate that, if I undock that port right there, this will all separate. But then there's no control on this because there's no probe core here. So basically it will be uncontrolled until I send crew there. Which I will do, probably the next launch. Or maybe I could transfer the crew from the other station to this bigger one. This thing's doomed because it doesn't have a docking port, so it is of no use to that. So basically, oh, it doesn't even have any, has monopropellant but no RCS. So basically this thing is just not able to rotate except using these engines, which do have gimbal, right? Yeah. Okay, well, we got that docked, so I'm gonna leave that for now. I got it docked, got a big extra stage on there that I'll have to dispose of somehow after I get crew there. Then I can decouple that whole thing and have that whole thing deorbit. And yeah. So let's, oh yeah, I need to reactivate these things. Retrograde. And then just go full blast. Why is this thing rolling around like that? Oh, it's because of that. It's not balanced. I really need to work on balancing my centers of mass better, but I didn't have a choice with this because I had to put that on there, and I couldn't just stick it in there. Well, I guess I could have, but... Okay, it's already suborbital. Just do one more pass. Yeah, whatever. So where's this going to come down? Somewhere over here. Oh yeah, and I need to turn this off. What? Go. So this thing's just going to tumble on down. The only thing this really served was to achieve that contract. But it did that, so I guess it wasn't a total waste. Now it's gonna burn up in the atmosphere. Oh, it actually survived. Not for long, though. Actually, this thing would have a high drag coefficient, so it would, it should be slowing down quite a bit. Actually, yeah, whatever. If I started that burn sooner, I might have been able to, slow down some more, but whatever. Let's see what we have now. So, I still have 2 crew members over here. Oh, and let me change that to station. Oh, and rename it. It's just OL2. The science module is what I docked to it. So I have 2 crew over here at this station. So I might be able to transfer them over to that one. Or I can just launch new crew, but either way I have to get these crew out of there. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with OL1. Yeah, I don't know. Because it doesn't have, I mean, I guess I could maybe add a science module like this onto it and then do like double science stuff, science returns. But I'd have to send scientists to both, but I don't know, I'll see. And then I just have some probes orbiting. At some point I need to work out a relay network. And then I also need to send crews to Mun. So I think that's going to be it for now. Yeah, and I also don't know what I'm going to do with the old career mode. I might return to that at some point. I think I streamed that one. I think that was my casual career that I did like 2 streams of a couple of years ago. Yak Nasty, thank you for hanging out. Mark Rio 45, Kugat Cylinder 5, and the Witch Sun 27. Thanks for hanging out, and anybody else who might have been viewing and lurking. That's gonna be it for the stream. So it was good to finally return after a long time. After, yeah, like I said, I don't know, like 8 or 10 months to my KSP career mode. I hope to return soon, like hopefully within the next month. But yeah, I'm busy, you know, I'm working like 5 days a week now. I'm gonna have a vacation in July. The second weekend in July, so like from the 10th to the 18th. So a little over a week. But I'm gonna be gone for that. I won't be home. I'm gonna be going on a family trip. But maybe sometime at the end of that, like when I'm coming back before I go to work, then I'll have some time to stream. But yeah, I still have 2 days a week when I'm not really doing anything, like Tuesdays. Today I'm not working, so yeah, hopefully I can get some streams in then. Yeah, thanks for coming, Mark. Hope to see you again. Yeah, I hope I will catch one of your streams. It's been a while. I think I last watched your stream back in like January, February. I don't remember what it was, but okay, let's see. Let's see who we can raid. I raided Jamorian the other day when I streamed Diep. Let's see. Linux Guru Gamer is streaming KSP. And let me refresh Twitch. I think it's not showing everything. Actually, I'll raid War Spy King is live. He's a like Nintendo Mario streamer, so that's like the other half of what I do. I do KSP in space, I do Nintendo and retro stuff, and then I do like random little indie game browser games like DEP, like I did the other day. Take pics on vacation, yes. It's gonna be like the same vacation I took last year. I'm gonna go to the coast of Maine. I went there in the middle of last July, and I'm going there in the middle of this July again. Going to a different place, part of the vacation though. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna get a lot of pictures and probably videos and stuff. And I do have a new smartphone. So it's got a nice camera. So I'll probably use that for some pictures. Actually, it's so new, I don't even have a case for it yet. That's gonna be arriving in the mail soon, but yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let's get this raid typed in. War Spy King. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching and flying through space with me. And I hope to stream again soon. Maybe not KSP. I hope to continue this KSP mode within a month, but yeah, I could stream something else. E3 just happened. I haven't even mentioned that. Metroid Dread. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. There's a bunch of Nintendo Switch games coming out that I've pre-ordered, so I'm probably going to be streaming those, at least some of them, over the next month or two, or throughout the rest of this year. So definitely have stuff to stream, it's just not enough time. But yeah, thanks all for hanging out, and I'll see you soon.
Yo, Squishin, thank you so much for the raid.